folks, I'm Ultrazilla, and this is the Ultrazilla News Weekend Update, the only toy news not for views, but for all the views. Tonight, we are going to be talking HIYA Toys brand new figure reveal, of course in the Godzilla line, because it's kind of the only thing we care about from them currently, unfortunately. But they haven't been doing all their stuff that I'm really into right now. However, there's major news that surrounds that, and that is cost. One of the big arguments I always hear about when arguing HIYA versus Shima is the cost. So there's big news regarding that. We're gonna lead off with that. We're gonna talk about that, but then we got a bunch of other awesome, interesting news. Some new Playmates are apparently gonna be coming in the MonsterVerse line. And then we got a bunch of other very interesting pieces of toys that are coming, as well as some really weird and interesting toy news that I'm not sure how I feel about it, but we're gonna talk it out towards the end of this video. So stick around, because it's of definite interest in the overall scope of toys, and something I think everybody should listen to. So without further ado, let's indeed kick things off with the new HIYA Toys Mecha Godzilla 1993. Now this is not a complete shot because we did see the prototype a little while back, but now it has gone up for pre-order, and it does look pretty good. I do like it for sure. I don't think it's completely accurate. I've seen side-by-sides already, but that's not a big deal for me personally. I'm never an accuracy guy. I like, how a toy feels, how it looks, as a toy itself. So those are things I look for, and I do think this looks really good. Now the big talking point though is the price, because it is $69.99. Now it is a little bit taller than the regular Godzillas, but not $20 taller. However, that said, I do know for sure that there is big price increases coming in 2025 to toys across the board. You might have heard there's some new tariffs that are coming to town, and that's gonna cost us a lot in the toy world. There's been multiple articles about it, so yeah, thanks very much for that. But this is a big deal for this line in particular, because depending on how the regular size figures go, now I don't know how much that's gonna play into it, to be honest, because we've seen figures of all sizes from HIYA be at the $50 line. So whether you're getting a small Rodan or a Mothra, it was the same cost as a Godzilla or a Kong. So, how come nobody was complaining about that? You know what I'm saying? So there's Shimo, which is supposedly going to be a big figure and a long figure, unless, the pics are just not showing any scale, is $60. So this is $70. This is a big ask for this line, in my opinion, because, and I get it, it's, cost is going to be higher. But this is a big ask, in my opinion, for this line, because I've always considered it NECA 2.0. And already they were $25 more than the NECA line was. And they didn't give us $25 worth of plastic more already, so that's always been an interesting thing. I do think they look better than the NECAs, but the plastic quality is about the same. They're not more articulated than the NECAs were. They're just, they're NECA 2.0 is the best description of the HIYAs. So for them to increase even more, I mean, that's going to be a big ask. I know that's like the one of the main talking points about HIYA is their cost. So that's going to be an argument that's going to fall to the wayside, in my opinion, if they're really going to go a lot higher. Now, depending on what their baseline figures do end up costing, we'll see. But it might be the same price as this. But we'll end the argument there and the conversation there, because I don't want to jump ahead too much. I want to see what the next figure that they reveal costs, and then we'll talk about it further. But the figure itself does look good, and it is up for pre-order right now. Alright, let's slide over to Playmates, and it looks like we're getting a couple of new figures and a new set. Let's start with that set. It looks like to be a Target exclusive like we've seen before. And this one has all of the Titans in slightly different colors, including the pretty much impossible to get so far 6-inch Mothra, which I don't know. I mean, seeing that in a set and not seeing the actual 6-inch Mothra out there yet on the US front is a little bit odd. So I don't know what I feel about it. I don't feel good about it. I know some folks are already like, what the heck? I just need Mothra. So I hope this isn't the only way, because I've heard like people that did get Mothra have gotten it from overseas. So I don't know. If you found 6-inch Mothra in a store in the US, let us know down below. The other two figures that are apparently making the rounds, but I don't know if they're making the rounds overseas yet or here. I believe overseas first, is One Eye and the Drown Viper, which is an odd name for it. But yeah, these are pretty interesting. One Eye was a pretty prominent ape in the movie, so that's pretty cool. The Drowned Viper, I barely remembered, but then I was like, oh yeah, that guy. Which is, you know, I'd rather Skyla, right? The interesting thing is on the backs of these, there is an ad for Real Touch or Real Feel Godzilla and Kong. So I'm assuming more of a like plasticky, rubbery skin for Godzilla and maybe a flocked skin for Kong, but you know, we'll stay on top of that. But some interesting news there if you dig the Playmates toys. So I've talked a lot about this Transformers X Godzilla crossover that's could be so much better. However, I did want to show these pics. These are official pics that were made for the Hasbro US release. However, oddly, only this Megatron Godzilla has so far been released, and not, well, up for pre-order, and not the other one that's supposed to be a Kiryu Optimus Prime. Now, I know this is the better one, if you could call it even that much better, but it does have some interesting qualities about it. I am looking forward to getting this one more than the other one, but rest assured, I've given a lot of grief to both Hasbro and Takara about this on various social medias, and it should have been a lot better, and it's going to be reflected in my review as well, but I am going to get it. So if you had any thoughts about it and you want to wait, I'll be reviewing it no matter what next year. Let's stick with Transformers now. Gamer Edition Ironhide and the Studio series is coming out. It does look pretty good. I haven't really been getting these Gamer Editions, honestly, though. I just don't love the designs here, but maybe at some point I'll get one. DNA Design, speaking of design, is doing a Vector Prime upgrade kit, and I haven't gotten this figure, but I've been tempted many times to do so. This might put it over the edge for me. I think this looks incredible. Look at what this turns into here. This is just awesome looking. So in my opinion, this is great. I have heard a lot of folks complaining that it's missing things that they want. But for my money, I think it looks absolutely stunning and a massive upgrade to the Vector Prime that's out there now. All the toys is, I mentioned them last time, but they are doing some Transformers stuff. And now we've seen another series that they're doing with G1 figures that look incredible. As you can see here, these are more articulated than the Transformers 1 stuff we saw. And I'm absolutely loving what I'm seeing. I don't think these are transformable. However, they do look awesome. They're Alpha Action Elite figures. I mean, I'm loving what I'm seeing here. And Audley does great stuff. Look at this Optimus Prime figure in hand there. That just looks absolutely stunning in my opinion. And there's another thing that looks like a variant here of Sunstorm. So that's a really interesting. And then YOLO Park is doing a clear Optimus Prime, which is pretty cool. And M Deluxe from 3-0 is doing a Coronation Starscream. Lastly, on the Transformers front, there is something called Nooks out there that is doing little statuesque figures, and here is their Optimus Prime, so do be on the lookout for those. In the Super Robot area of interest, Action Toys is doing a full Gokin God Mars, and oh boy, this looks really phenomenal, honestly. If you don't know who God Mars is, and maybe you know the Mighty Orbots, yeah, that's kind of where they got this their robot from. It is God Mars, and this looks absolutely stunning. It's like their full Gokin, not their mini Gokin stuff, so this is gonna be a little pricey, but boy, does it look absolutely stunning for sure. If you ever like this robot, this might be the one for you. And yes, it does, disassemble into all the robots. Do some quick hits now with Mafex doing the Mean Machine from Wacky Races, which I loved as a kid. This is really, really cool. Then we have the DST Lord of the Rings Gandalf the White statue, and that looks really, really nice. Diorama statue. I like that too. Mezco is doing a 112 collective Wolverine from Deadpool and Wolverine, and it doesn't look like right. Then Hasbro has a Venom Rex coming to go with your Spider Rexes. NECA announced that they're doing ultimate versions of the Nightmare Before Christmas Jack Skellington and Sally, as well as Jack as Santa, and the Mayor of Halloween Town. Super 7 is doing classic Motu style Thundercats with Mumra and Lino and Jackal. There is a Dan the Dan Grandma Cat coming out. This looks to be like a vinyl figure. There's also a plush. I couldn't find the pics, but there is a plush as well. Now on to the toy business news. First up, Four Horsemen Studios announced for their release of the glow-in-the-dark Marley, which was a retail release. It's not going to be glow-in-the-dark anymore. Unfortunately, somewhere in the process of production, the glow was dropped out by the factory, and it wasn't caught in time to fix. The entire production run is done, and they are going with it. So if you pre-ordered this and do not want a non-glow-in-the-dark Marley, then you should cancel your pre-orders right now. But if you're good with it, then you're still getting a really cool looking blue figure, which they say pops. And in the craziest news I've heard in a long time, NECA apparently has misshipped the Donatello diorama, lab diorama. Some folks didn't get any at all, and some folks got double, maybe even triple the amount that they ordered. And they want you to return it back, which is almost fine, except they are threatening, if you do not do so, to charge you for the ones they sent, as well as ban you from buying stuff through their website. None of this is cool. I mean, if there was a problem here, they would just make more. If the proper thing would be to make more and to let whoever got it keep it. I mean, it's a gift. The FTC does not allow you to charge somebody if you mistakenly sent them someone. That is called a gift, and this is really, really a weird situation. I mean, sure, you want people to be cool and send what's not theirs back, but you can't force people to do so. So, it's on them to get the amount to cover, whoever didn't get one. There's a little bit of a different situation than the Four Horsemen one, because you're allowed to cancel that one. This is something that's already shipped, and they are threatening folks, and that's just not right. And just to let you know, as you can see, from the actual laws that I've posted. They can't do what they're threatening to do. There you go, guys. That's the Ultra Z News. Hope you dug it. Let me know your thoughts down below. And if you're new to the channel, why don't you go ahead and sub yourself for daily content. And let me help you diversify your collection. Till next time, peace out, peeps.